yeah. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, Muhammad. Today we meet again in second class with Ibu Dr. Nur Ajrun from USM, and I hope you will be interest in this second meeting, because we will to discuss about the correlation between the theory and the phenomenon, and maybe in Indonesia or in Malaysia, and particularly from the phenomenon of the leadership, because the phenomenon of leadership is the very most and then now we sorry. We face the big problem, especially in choosing the good leadership in the public sector, especially. And maybe Ibu Dr. Nur Ajrun will deliver about the what the implementation might be in the correlation between the theory and the reality in our daily activity or daily society from Indonesia or Malaysia. Okay, for Bu Nur Ajrun, the time for you, please.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. First, I will share the screen, right? Miss and Dr. Ernie. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'll share the screen. 1 minute. Sharing. Okay. Do you everyone can see the slide PowerPoint I share now?
Yeah.
Yes. Miss.
Okay. All right. So
yes, we have.
Okay. I will start, but today we continue as last week. Last week is about theory of leadership behavior, Ohio and Michigan. Okay, so this one is like just not in the mood of teaching, but a kind of sharing general information, not too detailed, but just some sharing in general information, okay, about the about the leaders' behaviors based on related with the Ohio and Michigan's theories. Okay, so just an introduction. Okay, after the successful of Ohio State University and Michigan's leadership behavior studies, okay, there have researchers come up with management grid. Management grid is like they are more concerned on the type of the organizations, okay, and it can be applied in both public and private organization as well. Okay, and this management grid is actually after the successful of the theories of the Ohio's and Michigan's theory. Meaning it's like to make it complete the theory, they come up with the management grid, okay, by Blake and Mountain. This management grid is concerned for two orientation, which is concern for production and concern for people. Okay, based on these two orientation, they'll study the leadership behavior with regard to the Ohio and Michigan's theory. Okay, so here we know what is concern for production, meaning concern for the organization performance. And concern for people is like they try to be participative management. We are going to discuss after this what is participative management. Okay, but here concern for people meaning orientation are similar to work behavior and relation behavior or initiating structure and consideration as happened in University of Michigan and Ohio State University. Okay, by using this grade, okay, Blade and Mountain create 5 leadership style, which is they identify country club, team leader, middle of the road team leader, and also authoritarian leadership style. Okay, all this is the from the behavior come out from the Ohio and Michigan studies. Okay. All right, so this is the 5 major managerial position. I'm going to show you after this the management grade. Okay, so which is we can consider about the weakness of leadership style is improvised leadership. This is at the scale 1 and 1. This scale 1 and 1 means the vertical and horizontal. Okay, after this we show you the grade. And then task management style, okay, even though it's score at 9 and 1, okay, but this is still not good, meaning they are more just focuses on the people only. And also middle is normally that most organization apply middle type of leadership, meaning they are concerned for people and at the same time they are concerned for organization. They are not too flexible and then they are not too rigid. Okay. And then they have a country club and also team management. Okay, team management is the best. It's the best, which is a participative management. Okay. All right. So this is the grade, the one of the famous grade, management grade. Okay. So here, this is scale 1 and 1. Okay, scale 9, scale 1 and 9, scale 9 and 9, and then scale 9 and 1. Okay, and then in the middle. Okay, so this is a bit the managerial grade based on the concern for people at the verticals, and then horizontal is concern for production. Okay, so the best thing is scale 9, which is they are concerned for production and they are concerns for people. Okay, so that's the best of the participative management. Okay, and then in the middle we usually apply the middle side. Okay, and they have a country club management, which is production is incidental to lack of conflict and good fellowship, meaning they are more concerned and people they have two flexibility type of leadership style. Okay. All right, so this is in detail. Okay, there are many leadership traits and style that can be determined or enhancement to organization success or failures. Okay, a leadership style does not match the need of an organization regardless of the good intention of the leader. Usually lead to an unsuccessful experience for both the leader and the organization. Okay, and organization can lose precious momentum and ineffective selection of support staff can jeopardize the future of the organization. And that's why many leaders, okay, in organization, public or private organization, in the business environment, they'll choose to be a middle, meaning they will apply flexibility concern for people and also flexibility concern of production. Okay. All right. So this is that's something that I can share with you with regard to the Ohio, with regard to the management grade, something that more sharing. Okay, so if you have any question, you may interrupt, okay? And then you may, if you have any opinions or any suggestion, okay? Yeah, you are welcome to share. Okay, so we usually encounter with this kind of an issue about leadership. Either it's a government leader or either it's a private leader. Okay, so what leadership competency are seen as most important for success in government organization? Okay, we choose government because we study political science, public administration, right, Miss Annie? So it's more that will be easy to us to discuss, easy for us to to focus what is the issue, right? Okay. So in here, based on this competency that I found, okay, that government sector leader have actually important strengths, okay, because they can influence people, they can influence the public, they can influence any others politician to come up with a good policy to become a good governance. Okay. So one of the things that I can see in Malaysia, we live in multiple races, similar with Indonesian. Right, multiple races and then many population. If compare then Indonesia, you have a huge population. Okay, compared to Malaysia, and if compare Jakarta to Kuala Lumpur, it's a huge difference in terms of the population. But we are similar in terms of the ethnicity, multiracial race. Okay. And then I can see there is another strong point of government's leader because they are seen as quick to acquire new knowledge, they are resourceful, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve a grade based on their missions and what their goal. Okay, this shows that government agency have a group of interpersonally skilled, intelligent, and committed leader, a powerful asset on which to build. Meaning it's something like they have a complete structure in the government, like Malaysian government. The leadership style, the everything is still this decentralization on the certain issue to discuss, but they actually more on the federal parliament. Meaning we have the House of Representatives and then we have the House of Senate. Okay, meaning they are the person who have the strength to acquire all the resources, because in the House of Representatives and House of Senate, we not only the majority by Malay people. Okay, they have diversity in terms of the races, so in terms of the knowledge, so there is become a strength of resourceful of the information. Based on the resourceful of information that I can see, it try to become concerns for people. They try to make it the opportunity in the Malaysian situation based on the House of Representatives, multiple races, so they can gain more information based on what's the issue facing by Chinese, what the issue facing by Indians in Malaysia. So that's why it's become they have a strength in terms of the resourceful of information. Okay, so that is one of the competency leadership in government. And compared to the private organization or business, they have limited resources based on their boundary, based only on their scope of business. But government, they have a wide resources. They have the treasury department, they have a statistical department, so meaning they are controlled in terms of the information. That is one of, I think, is more concerns on people towards to develop a good policy. That is what I can see in Malaysian situation. Okay. So, and the other thing is the highest priority area for leadership developments in government are to improve the ability to lead employee, to manage change, and to engage in participative management. Okay, meaning government sector organization also need strategy for providing broad cross-organizational experience and opportunities for learning. Okay. So in the public organizations, okay, leader actually, as a leader, they are lead employee. They are leading employee through a good example. Meaning they try to bring their employee to come up with a new something good for the organization. Meaning to manage change in the organizations. Like nowadays we have in terms of the environment impacts, right, Dr. Annie? So it's like we are facing political instability, social instability, economic instability, especially during this pandemic. So as a leader in the government, okay, they have to come out people how to change with their routine, with their normal or daily practice. Can for example in Malaysia, because of this pandemic, okay, there are great changes in terms of the online online, all the documentation, all the process of everything is online. So that is something meaning that show that they have the ability to create the change because they have a strength and they have the power of to gather the information. Okay, so government sector they also have and also an experience of managing change compared than private organization in the huge scope, because when government tries to change, it is actually influence people to change from the previous attitude to the new style, new types of management. We are it's like we are moving with the globalization area, especially in terms of the technology movement. Okay. Alright, and then how well do government sector actually leader perform in the competency area most critical to success? Okay, so that is something a competency area that is something what I found out from the research and from the book is actually to leading employee is not very easy to lead the employee, and leading change, developing participative, and also management skill, understanding boundaries and how to spend them. It's like how to become a participative management, participative leaders. Because based on this grade is this one is a very good meaning team management, or we can simply say is a participative management. Okay, they are concerned for people and they are also concerned for people. Okay, so in here based on this managerial grade, I focus more on participative management. Okay, so the other skill is not on this slide. Okay. Okay, so we continue with this kind of participative management. In order to become participative, okay, first they need to do leading employee, kan, mengetuai pekerja tersebut. Okay, so in leading employee is like this is a general explanation. Okay, not related with the public or private organization. Okay, a recent study suggests that younger generation entering the workplace see leadership development as a standard requirement for success. Okay, agency will seek to retain top talent, often focus on leadership development program. We have so many leadership programs, right? In Malaysia, we have the organization, we call it as a Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam. Okay, so public service. Okay, they are handle everything regarding training, regarding recruitment of the employees. Okay, and at the same time, it same goes to the Indonesian's governments, right? You do have your own recruitment agency, right? You do have what that's a selection procedures to become the public servants, again, to enhance the skills of the leaders. Okay, and also to identify high potential, making sure they have training and development opportunity, then offer them a broad and deep foundation for moving forwards within the organization. Okay, meaning as a leader, you need to have a skill, you need to have information to lead employee. And it's not you are working alone. If you are a government leader, they have the organization, standardized organization that will train you, will teach you how to become a good leader, how to lead your employee. Okay. Truly innovative organization offer leadership developments across all employees category, creating a shared language of leadership that serves to increase efficiency within the strategy. Okay. On the other hand, actually leadership employee also give the opportunity for the subordinate to increase their career path, meaning it's like to moving to moving the sorry, I mean there is no ambiguity in terms of their career path. Meaning they are leading employee. It's no longer you are until the end to be a lower subordinate. Okay, it shows the clear career path for them. That is also a leading employee. Okay, I think that's one of the important career part in terms of the private organization. Okay, because in the public sector, we have clear career path, right? Based on our KPI. If we do more, we can gain the promotion, right? Okay. So that is what's leading employee. It's not always about you brings the employee to achieve the organization goal, but it's also to show the employees the clear career path. Or clear means no ambiguity. The people know how to react, and then the people know how to perform in order to achieve organizational goal, and the people know the benefit or the privilege that they have if they achieve the goal of the organization, meaning it's a clear. That is also considered leading employee. Okay. Right. So in order to lead this employee, we usually know about, we usually familiar with this, right? Okay, Ibu Ernie. Okay. So
Yes.
is one of the human resource management tools, which we call it as a total quality management, TQM. Okay, this is one of the best management approach. Okay, it's since 1950 and has steadily become more popular since the early 1980s, because this total quality is about the cultural attitude and organization of company that strives to provide a good services to the customer, at the same time achieve their organizational goals. Okay, that is actually a combination of quality and management tools aims at increasing business and reducing losses due to wasteful practice. Okay, so yeah, in detail we can just Google what is TQM. Okay, but it is something that the management approach apply in public and also private organizations. Still nowadays, they have some improvement in terms of that based on our culture. Of course, we have a different culture, different work style, different attitude, different behavior compared than Western country. But Malaysian and Indonesian is quite similar, right? Okay, in terms of our lifestyle, in terms of our attitudes. Okay. So that is something that I want to show with you. In Malaysia, the implementation is we have what we call it as under the to implement total quality management, they come up with these 12 pillars, or in bahasa Malaysia we call it Tonggak 12. That is the thing that apply in the public sector in Malaysia. Okay, it's like as a guideline, as a benchmark for leaders to lead their employee, and or in order to achieve participative management. Okay, first you have to, they have a 12 here. Okay, I'm sorry, it is bahasa Malaysia. Okay, so may I know you guys can understand this what I write? This is something that I paste from here. Any student that facing the problem to understand this bahasa? Anyone? Okay, so let's okay. Yeah, I will explain in English. Okay, first we don't have to waste time. Okay, time is something that precious. Okay, and then it's like lead from the example, and then enjoy working at work, and then respect each other. Okay, and then patience to those words, and also it's like respect or acknowledge others' talent. That is something we apply in a public service in Malaysia. Okay, aligns with the total quality management and also to become a participative management. Okay, that is an example what has been done in Malaysia. Okay. Alright, so okay. Another than that, in Malaysian situations, okay, this is just a simple sharing, not too detailed, because it is also an idea from the former Prime Minister combined with now Prime Minister of Malaysia. Okay, the most popular rather than pillar is we have the 5S concept. Okay, I'm sure you guys know what is this. Okay, under the types of management participative. Okay, and we also in Malaysia we implement these policies. Okay, this is actually an idea from the former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir. Okay, which is the like to look this policy based to reflect the Japanese attitude, the Japanese people, how they are smart, how they are actually appreciate their environments and they are working hard for their organization. So that's why they want to implement that kind of attitude. We call it as a 5S in Malaysian, which is, I'm sorry if my pronunciation is very bad because I don't know Japanese, which is seiri, seiton, seitso, seiketsu, and seitsu. Okay. So that has been translated as a sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. Okay. So in order to lead the employees in Malaysia, okay, every leader in the public sector, okay, they encourage their employee to do 5S every day. For example, before you going back to your home, okay, at 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. in Malaysia, okay, you need to implement 5S, meaning you need to make it in order your work, you need to clear your files and everything, make it in order for you to be easy to come out in the early morning tomorrow and then start your work without any wasting time. So that is one of the leading employees in Malaysia. Style that it shows that the leader are concerned toward the welfare of the people. They are concerned for people. Okay, and it is aligned with the Ohio's and Michigan's leadership behavior. Okay, and also nowadays because of this technology, this globalization impact. Okay, that we can see that technology also make easier for people because it saves time and energy. People should use the technology in the right way with ethical manner. And for example, nowadays we have e-commerce and electronic government. Okay, because of this technology and because of this electronic government, okay, the 5S concept is at the first place. Okay, meaning you need to you as a leader, you need to show that how you are going to organize everything is online by using the good tools of technology. Okay, so because that will make it easy for the people compare than if you are using the hard copies. Paperless is a good thing that really implemented under the 5S concept and also 12 pillars in Malaysia. Okay, this is what has been done in the government servants in Malaysia, how they are concerned for people and at the same time they are concerned for the production in order to give the best service to the public. Okay. Electronic government should be extended to include e-participations. Nowadays, in Malaysia, they are concerned more inclusiveness type of the public. Okay. But inclusiveness, this is a very hard to talk about because there has many issue. They have discrimination issue. They have unfortunate issue. For example, like person with disability, they're having discrimination in terms of against the public services. There are an issue that has been discussed now in Malaysia, because everything is online. They are using technology. At the same time, they implement the 5S concept, and at the same time, we are facing difficult times now because of this pandemic. So it's like a challenge for leaders to managing change in their organization. Okay, because it is believed that e-participation can serve as two-way communication between government and citizens. And what I can see that they have an issue here, they have a challenge, which is discrimination. Not everyone have the accessibility of the internet, right, of the information communication technology, and it's a very difficult, even though Malaysian is have a small population compared than Indonesian, but we have the digital divide issue. Okay, so there is an issue to managing change in the organization in the Malaysians nowadays. So because of that issue, maybe some of the organization they are more focused, they are more try to be in the middle of management grade, meaning they are still not really implemented e-government. They have still a manual way, meaning they are still provide a template brochure, a form to be filled in. Okay, it's like they are try to be in the middle of the management grid. Okay, so a little bit about change management. That way I can see that is Malaysia, we are facing difficulty because of this issue, in inclusiveness participation issues. Okay, and okay, what is change management actually? Okay, change management is like, first, in the public sector, okay, the people, they are request for change, or the environment actually demand for change. Okay, the environment, because of the globalizations, technology impact, okay, new tools that needs to be added in the organization, okay, needs to identify the challenge. Okay, so developmental assignment are the essential for leading with the confidence to manage change. Assignment here meaning they know the issue of the management, what needs to be done, and what are the information that they can gather. Okay, so they can see how their technical area fit into the great what is this, and there is something the greater world, so that they can understand and manage change better across the organization. Okay, in order to successful managing change in the organization, there needs to become a good mentoring system. Okay, so they try to become quick in Malaysians, okay, by provides the KPI. It's something like to measure the public servants performance. Okay, so that is one of the mentoring system. Okay, so mentor can pass on institutional knowledge and offer insight when paired with a mentee from outside their own technical area. Even the mentor has the opportunity to learn and to become more adept at managing. Okay, it's like they are sharing the information. That, what can I say, is in a very simple way. They conduct a lot of seminars, a lot of workshops. Okay, in order to to find out what is the issue, to come up with the solutions in order to make that management is successful. Okay, so it's a very huge topic to discuss. Change management, they have a lot of theory in that. Okay, but this is one of the simple graph to understand what is change management. Okay, first the request for change. That request is come from the environments. Okay, and they will analyze the impact. Okay, meaning they will do SWOT analysis. Okay, and then they will discuss it. Okay, in Malaysia we discuss it at the House of Representatives and at the House of Senate. Okay, meaning they are federal parliament. They will discuss about the issue, the pro and contra, what is the best for the people. Normally, the decision will make based on the majority voices. That is a rule of democratic regions. Okay. All right. So this is some of the several challenges that happens in Malaysia regarding to managing change. Because of the pandemics issue, because of the ethical issues. Okay, that is a challenge to become a good leader. Okay, complexity of change. Complexity of change is because of multiracial in nations. Okay, so we are no longer have a merit system. We are no longer have a quota system. Everything that's based on the performance, based on the place that is just safe for the best. Okay, for example, in Malaysia we have just a simple example. We have a huge scholarship opportunity compared than Indonesian governments, right? We have many scholarship provided for students, but they have no quota or a merit system. Everything that place is actually reserved for the best among the best. That is a complexity nowadays compared to the previous time. That is an issue because of the globalization impact. The environment has changed. Okay, people are talking more about why the certain races have the privilege, why the others have no privilege or right. That is an issue in Malaysia. Okay, because of this complexity, it is actually brings to unethical. It is actually bring to the corruption, bring to the bribery issue in Malaysia. Okay, and also it's become a conflict. Okay, in order to tackle the conflict issue, the leaders actually they have to be alert to proactively tackle the root of the issue and find a solution that incorporate to staff input. Meaning, as like I can see, the best competency for leadership government is to they have a strength in terms of the resources. Okay, and then they have a good in terms of the diversity of the federal parliament itself. Okay, but even though the situation is look nice on the blueprint, but in terms of the implementation, there is still many issue. We have a lot of corruption issue. We have many unethical issues. Okay. And another challenge is to create a good planning. In Malaysia, we have a long-term and short-term planning. Long-term is referred to the 5 terms. It means 5 years, and short-term is within the 3 years planning. Okay. And in here, successful planning involve delegation of powers to the staff members, delegation of the authority to the state department. But in Malaysia, we are still focused on the centralization decision making. We do actually implement decentralization in terms of decision making, but it's very limited on the certain issue. Okay, everything discussed in the House of Representatives and also House of Senate at the federal parliament. Okay, And also one of the challenge to leading employee to create a change management is because of lack of communication. Meaning as a leader, they need to keep employee up to speed the information. Whether you coordinate regular meeting, for example, or set up brainstorming session. Communication actually should be two-way. That's why there are nowadays, I think it's similar situation with the Indonesian. Okay, for example, we want to log a complaint to the government sector. Okay, nowadays it's not only can be done via phones, right? We can write an email, we can write on Twitter, we can write on Facebook. So that is show the how they come up with this kind of challenge. Okay, because staff can help you change the procedure with a valuable idea. Okay, so that is a keywords of the communication. All these my sharing here from the management grade, okay, is actually we are moving to become a participative leader, participative management. Okay, because it's highest core concern for people and also highest core concern for production. Okay, so all these things is actually lead to the participative management. Just a little bit simple and just an overview what is participative management. Okay, participative from this picture, I'm sure you guys can understand. It's like we brains together. We are not left behind the lower subordinate. We are brains together as a group of people in order to achieve a good for our nation. Okay. So what has been done? Okay. So many authors' writings about the future focus on 5 interrelated relationships, which is information, network, technology, and demonstrated result. This is a participative management. Successful leader of the future will use technology to focus direction, create alignment, reinforcement, commitment through the participative management. Okay, and the successful leader, they will create an environment or share collaboration. Okay, because by giving shared collaboration, you can have many ideas, you can have many suggestions for improvement. It's like the best way is for concerns for people. Okay, and the structure needed to clarify ambiguity, reduce uncertainty, and makes the complex simpler. Make things simpler. Okay. So effective leader will recognize the importance of their own organization, connect with others, be comfortable, and be readily transparent about the decision. This means government leader must seek to go beyond their internal and external organizational boundary in order to create resources through good relationship and organizational synergize that fits the need of clients and stakeholders. Okay. Meaning they are try to make it a good networking, a good relationships with the people. At the same time, they are actually encouraging people, encouraging every level in their organization to become a decision maker. Meaning nowadays, not only decisions made by the top level or made by the president of the country, made by the prime minister of the country, meaning it's a house, it's a voices, it's an opinion from every level in the society. Okay, and it clearly discussed in the parliament, it clearly discussed in the House of Representatives, it clearly discussed in the House of Senate. Okay, it is a participative management. Try to bring all in order to make it a good decision for the organization. Okay, so this participative management is an leadership style comes from an issue of leading employee and issue of managing change. Okay. Alright, so this is an example. Okay, what is participative management? It's not detailed, but we can have an overview how to create participative. Okay, meaning we do consultation, we do meeting, delegation. Okay, of course, when we look into the government sector, they will always do a consultation. Okay, meeting. They are open to the public. They have survey for the satisfaction, right? In Malaysia, we have that. For example, during the specific certain implementation of a programs or a new policies to be implemented, they will come out with a survey. That survey will distribute to the people and then people will give their opinion. That is one of the example of a consultation and brainstorming. They want our input in order to come up which one is the best. And they want to analyze, they want to identify. For example, we Malaysia nowadays, we have the government of Perikatan Nasional. Okay, under the head by Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. Okay, and it's already a year by the Perikatan Nasional in Malaysia. Okay, recently they come up with a survey, distribute to the public to identify their weakness, to identify their strengths, meaning they want to hear from the public, every level of the public. Okay, so that is they sure they are accountable for their job, and then they want to bring people in Malaysia, bring the public together in order to make a good decision. Okay. Alright, so yeah, that is I can show you what is the implementation, what is the style that in practice in Malaysia nowadays. Okay, not too detailed, but just an overview. Okay. So what the best thing about participative management is like employee involvement in decision making, and also public at the same time to be part in the decision making. Okay. So researcher and practitioner about participative management, okay, they identify that both public and private sector agree that participative management improve employee job satisfaction. If you refer back to the grid managerial grid, it shows that it's concern for people and it's also concern for production. Okay, public agency has also turned to strategic planning to enhance government performance and accountability in order to become participative management. In Malaysian government, decision making in government is a process with evidence. I think it's similar to Indonesian, both from systematic research and practical experience, mixed with a complex interaction of ideas, interests, and the ideologies, institution, and individuals. Individuals meaning they go to the very niche area. Okay, but that kind of information they gather the information, they are gathers the issue, and everything will be discussed in the federal parliament. Okay, just a simple, just some sort of a sharing. Okay, even though we Malaysian government, they are gathers evidence, they are gathers the data and issue from the public. Okay, go to the niche area, go to the rural area to find the what an issue, but not every issue will be discussed in the federal parliament. Even though they are trying to become a participative, not every issue will be discussed. Okay, normally the issue will be discussed, the issue that impact all types of, will be impact all population in Malaysia. Okay, for example, like education issues, for example, like poverty issue. Okay, and all that will be discussed and from the representatives of the people. Same goes to Indonesians. I think we have House of Representatives, House of Senate. They will discuss, and that will become a policy. The majority will become a policy to the government. But in terms of the process, what I'm going to straighten here, to emphasize here, sorry, emphasize the right word. To emphasize here is the process that has been done, that are taken by the Malaysian government in order to become participative management. They are concerned for the nation, they are concerned for the public. Okay. The process is sure that they are participative. Okay. So even though they have nicely this kind of implementation, but they still have a weakness, which is, I'm sure you know, right? They have a unethical issue. So that is one of the challenges to become a good governor, to be a leadership head, to be a successful leader. Okay. So as a conclusion, these sharings, I think that they have a lot of things actually, but this is one of the simplest way, simpler example that I can show with you. Okay, so I think this is a support Ohio and Michigan's leadership stories that concerns more about the human capital of the organization. Okay, there are concerns about the people's and should be considered as a source of sustained competitive advantage to improve organization competitiveness and performance. Okay. So yeah, I think there is a one that I would like to share, a very quick and a simple sharing. Okay. So I'm sorry if maybe not up to your the niche area, your syllabus, okay? Because based on the theme, I try to deliver, try to give something more easy to understand and simple. Yeah. Thank you. I think that's all. If you have any question or any comment, suggestion, yeah, we can share.
Okay, thank you to Dr. Ajrun.
Okay.
Have deliver, yeah, explain us about the yes, the yeah exploration, yeah, about the Ohio behavioral theory. And then before our students will what ask for you, maybe I will ask about the contemporary theory for leadership. There is e-leadership, yeah, e-leadership, because my research is about the e-leadership. E-leadership. How about you? How about e-leadership in implementation in Malaysia? And number two, if we talk about the leadership, we know that there are the big problem because in the theory, there are the kind of the component, yeah, or type in the good leader, but in the implementation, for example, in Indonesia, in the and we will choose the good, yeah, good leader in Indonesia. We know that they are the first big problem. For example, they are the not related with the election, for example, because in one majority parties, the choose the one actor or the candidate, yeah, in the election, and he or she didn't have the threat, yeah, the good threat or the good person, for example. But the member of the majority parties have to choose his or her, yeah. Also, we are not the good person, yeah. And then he or she had the leader, yeah, the public leader in Indonesia, and it is yes, it is the problem in the public leadership, yeah, and related with the election and the democratic in Indonesia, yeah. How about your opinion in this? You too, yeah, to and one, the e-leadership, on number two, the the phenomena in Indonesia. Thank you, Bu Nur Ajrun.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Annie. If I can get your question, I answer your question. If I can understand, I try to answer this. Okay. That situation of e-leadership means E is referred to the something technology, right? Right. Okay. So e-leadership. Okay. They are actually try to do starting early 2000. Awal tahun 2000. Okay.
Yeah.
They are actually started to do that. But they are moving slow because it's a very hard to managing change. But nowadays, because of this pandemic, okay, so they are actually really exercise of e-leadership. Okay, for example, like okay, they come out with the many other mediums of communications, okay, rather than only government website. They also have own prime minister own Twitter and on Facebook, just to make it that disseminate of information is able to reach the target person. So that is what I can see. Okay, and all the informations, and rather than that, okay, nowadays they provide free channels or medium in the that cable TV. Okay, do you get what I mean? Okay, so
Yeah.
it's provide a free for the people in the rural area. Okay, in very outcast area in Sabah and Sarawak. I'm sorry to say that, but it's considered a rural in Malaysia. Okay, they provide a cable TV that to ensure that everyone can have access the information. So that is how they implement the electronic leadership, and at the same time, it will be more easy for us because, for example, if we log a complaint or we want to write our opinion, we can see they have a data. That is like a two-way communication. We can see that it's clear submit. We can check the progress of the complaint. That is a good of this. The good actually impact of during this pandemic. The government are actually working on this technology. Because before this in Malaysia we have that kind of a platform, but it's not popular. It's a very have an issue of the employee because sometimes they are reluctant to do. They are more comfortable with their old type of practice or daily routine. That is what I can try to give you, and my experience actually about the e-leadership simulations. Okay, and to be conclude, it's like the thing is really good because of this pandemic. They are moving in terms of the globally, in terms of this impact. Okay, but they also facing a difficulty because we have person with disabilities in Malaysia. We have illiterate, buta huruf, right? Okay, which is they have no accessibility of internet, and that's why they come out with the idea of to give a free cable TV at the certain area in Malaysia. And it's a huge difference. Our party Perikatan Nasional compared to the previous government, they are more always actually every 1 week they are do seminars or do online short information regarding prime news. So that is one I think they are more towards on the e-leadership. Yep. Okay, so for the second question, if I still can remember your question, Miss Ernie. Okay, You are talking about the experience of election in Malaysia, right? Okay. Yeah, we actually have a candidate. We are democratic nation, right? Quite similar with the way of the implementation by Republic of Indonesia. So we choose to whom we believe that is the best that can represent our right. Am I right? Okay. So yes, it is actually the certain candidate. They have not actually on what we teach to the students, right? On what the good characteristic of a leader. Okay. But in order to combat with that kind of an issue in Malaysia, okay, they are come up with this platform, okay, that people can see it. That is under that platform is only available during a week of election. Okay, meaning this platform, okay, is a valid and reliable information about the candidate. They will show the candidate personal, the family, the issue and everything. And it's a valid and reliable. I know, we can always search, we can always Google about that, right? We can always Google who is Dr. Annie, for example, right? Okay, but this platform is reliable and valid, provided by the government. Okay. They just want to let the people know the trait of their leadership. That is one of the experience in Malaysia that I share with you. We have that kind of platform. Okay. And actually they have an idea. This is a very old time idea, but suddenly they come out this kind of idea during the former Prime Minister Tun Dr. M, when they are re-elected as a Prime Minister in Malaysia. They come up with this idea to build what we call it as kerajaan perpaduan. Okay, that is show that the candidate it is actually the best to hold that kind of position. Okay, for example, like if they want to find the Ministry of Health, okay, the Minister of Health, they will choose the best candidate. We have the medical educational background, for example. That is an idea. That is actually an idea to overcome this wrong person candidate. Meaning they try to be that candidate is have the background of in order to hold that kind of position. Okay, so that is an idea under during that time he's re-elected as a prime minister. But that because we have a new Perikatan Nationals nowadays, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. Okay, the idea is it's just in the silent mood. I like that. Okay. Yeah, that is something that I can share with you, Dr. Ernie. What is that experience in Malaysia? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer, yeah, for my asking. Okay, any question from our students? In bahasa, never mind.
Yeah, in bahasa. Do you have any foreigner student, Dr. Ernie? I mean, not Indonesian people.
Indonesian people.
Oh, okay. So they can understand what is Tonggak 12, right?
Yeah.
I try in bahasa Malaysia. Okay.
And bahasa Malaysia is similar, yeah.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah, I have understand when I saw Ipin Upin, yeah.
Yeah, Upin Ipin. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Upin Upin, yeah. It is my favorite, favorite in our family, yeah, because it is very, very good, yeah. the representative for the good culture in Malaysia.
Yeah, yes. Mhm.
Okay. Any question from our students or response in bahasa never mind?
Mm.
Me, madam.
Yeah, okay. Please. Who are you?
My name is Elza, ma'am.
Okay, please.
Miss, I want to ask, how does participative management affect on job satisfaction and performance employees in the government sector? Okay, that's it.
Okay. So if I can answer your question, Miss Elza, right? Elza. Okay. So, okay. Of course, when they implement participative management, you understand, right? What I've been discussed about what is participative management. Of course, they have a significant relationship with the job performance. People are happy, okay, because they are concerned for people. They are actually hear the subordinate, hear the opinion, hear the voices of the subordinate in order to make a decision. And usually they have a positive relationship with the job satisfaction. We are happy with the type of organization if our leader is actually become a participative management. It's just like this. It is for example like this. Okay. We are happy because we have a B in the meeting. We know what is the organization's needs and want. It's clear. It's no ambiguity. So we are actually we can deliver a good performance. Okay. And then at the same time, we as an employee, we also have a power by the delegation. So because we got the power of authority, it's a very hard for people, for the employees to do their works, right? Especially for supervisor, for example. They have a certain power, certain authority in order to make it their work smooth and efficient. Okay. So this is an example of participative management. So it actually has a significant relationship with job performance. For in a simple way, if the organization employ participative management, okay, they will increase job performance, job satisfaction in the organization. Okay. Yep. I think that's the best I can answer.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Okay, thank you, Elsa. And any question? Other question? Another question, please.
Where is actually you at? Actually, you guys students is at home, right? You are not at the campus, right? Most of the students.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So meaning at the university only lecturer and the administrative staff, right? Okay.
Okay, any question? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, maybe in the closing statement for Bu Nur Ajrun, please, before we closing this meeting, please.
Okay. Yeah. So today is our last meeting. Okay. So
Yeah.
I would like to, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to say thank you very much to Dr. Ernie and to UMY for giving me this opportunity. It's a great pleasure for me to experience this collaboration. Okay. So and I hope Dr. Ernie and UMY can come to USN one day. Maybe we can have meeting to discuss about the potential research, maybe potential networking in futures. Okay. And also I love to be in UMY. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope we this networking with you students, okay, the dear students, and Dr. Ernie is not ends today. Can please do keep in touch, and yeah, we can always email. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And thank you very much, and also I would like to apologize if this kind of sharing is not not in terms of the really teaching mode, materials and everything, because my aim just to share, to give you the simple way to make it you understand this topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. For,
Thank you again.
yeah, Bu Dr. Nur Ajrun, yeah, who will sharing about a lot of the knowledge for us, yeah, and in particularly the theory of Ohio and Michigan or behavioral leadership, and I hope this is beneficial for us to yeah to reach in the theory and or the lecturing in the leadership in the public leadership in UMY. And thank you for Bu Dr. Nur Ajrun, and I hope you are pardon for our mistakes, maybe a lot of our mistakes, yeah, and maybe we will meet in someday and somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, we can meet face to face, right? Come to USM.
And last year I went to US to pick up our students, maybe in 216, maybe I went to USM and I met with Bu Noraida and Dud.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, because we have a collaboration with the what the activity, yeah, with the Bu Noraida and Dud, yeah.
Okay. But not in the faculty of political science, right? Not political science faculty, right?
And what the meaning of the Bu Noraida? Not political science. What the yes.
I see. Okay.
Gender, yeah. The study and gender, yeah, Bu Noraida.
Oh, I'm not familiar. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, I'm sorry. Dr. Annie. Because in my section, that don't have that name, but maybe in that have it that maybe in the institute, or maybe because they have several departments, several institute that handle political sciences.
Maybe.
They have still be in the faculty, and then they have a subsidiary of 2 or 3 institute that they are still concerned about public administration and political science.
Yeah. Thank you, Bu Noraida.
Thank you, Dr. Annie. Yeah.
Selalu sehat, selalu sukses Bu Noraida, and salam untuk keluarga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for Bu Noraida, and goodbye. And we will close this meeting with hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay.
Bye, Bu.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah, see you next time.
Yeah, see you.
Bye, Miss.
Yeah. Selamat untuk Indonesia, ya.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Salam juga buat Malaysia, Miss.
Yeah.
Kita
I love Malaysia.
kita serumpun.
Yeah, serumpun.